When cold moves in, it doesn't announce itself with a scream. It settles. It narrows the world first to a room, then to your breath, then to the tiny, stubborn flame left inside your chest. Most people think freezing to death is like falling asleep. It isn't. It's 1,000 small decisions made too late. This is a story about making them early. How to not freeze to death when everything goes wrong. The power fails in the middle of a storm that forgot where the sky ends and the earth begins. Your phone dies with a last apologetic blink. The air has a sound now dry, granular, as if the wind is sanding the edges off the world. You open your mouth and your breath turns to glass dust and drifts away. You want to run. You want to light something. You want to do anything. But survival in cold isn't a sprint, it's choreography. Quiet, simple moves, done in the right order before your fingers get too clumsy to do them at all. Think small, think closer. You're in a house that was cozy an hour ago and is now a container for night. The thermostat is dead, the taps cough air, the windows admit a wind with bad manners. Heat is leaving the building the way water leaks from a cracked jar, silently, persistently, no matter how you glare at it. There's a pile of laundry, a toolbox that's mostly wishes, a drawer with tealight candles, a blanket that's more sentimental than warm, a kitchen that still remembers how to make steam. Remember this, in the cold, space is your enemy and edges are your friends. You won't heat the house. You will heat a corner. You won't fight the storm. You will make the storm spend time getting to you. Cold kills through 3 doors. Conduction, touching cold things, convection, wind stealing heat, and evaporation, wet stealing heat faster than you can make it. Your job is to lock all 3. You will choose one small room and make it your universe. Trap air where it helps. Move air where it hurts. Insulate your core before your hands forget how. Make safe heat, even if it's humble. Script your body's behavior so panic doesn't write it. You're not building a lodge. You're building an hour, and then another. 1. Shrink the world, pick the smallest interior room with the fewest windows, bedroom, closet, bathroom. The goal is less volume, fewer leaks. Close doors. Roll towels, shirts, even old junk mail into dense snakes and stuff them against door gaps. Tape trash bags or plastic wrap over vents and outlets that whisper drafts. Hang a blanket across the doorway like a curtain, double it, if you can, to create an airlock. 1 layer to catch the wind, another to keep it from touching you. If you must stay in a bigger room, build a smaller one inside it. Drape a tent made of sheets and blankets over a table or 2 chairs. The space under a table warms with your breath, faster than a room ever will. Why it matters: you can raise the temperature under a blanket fort several degrees with nothing but your body. In cold math, a few degrees is not comfort, it's survival. 2. Insulate from below. The floor is a thief. Cold creeps up through boards, tile, concrete. Put anything between you and it: rugs, cardboard, bubble wrap, folded clothing, couch cushions. Layer it until stepping on it feels dull and quiet instead of sharp and echoing. Sit or lie on a pad, not the ground. If you have a sleeping bag, sleep inside it wearing dry layers. Don't put the bag over you like a quilt. You'll leak heat out the sides. Why it matters: we lose as much heat into what we touch as into the air. Stop that leak first. 3. Dress the air. Not just yourself. Layers aren't fashion, they're physics. The warm thing isn't the fabric, it's the air trapped inside it. Base, something dry that moves sweat away. Polyester, wool. Middle, loft, puffy, fluffy. Anything that holds air, fleece, wool sweaters. Outer, a shell that blocks wind, rain jacket, even a trash bag cut as a poncho if you're desperate. Cover your head, neck, wrists, and ankles. Heat highways that don't look like highways. A scarf or towel around the neck is a small furnace. If you don't have gloves, socks make passable mittens. Tape them at the wrist so gaps don't gulp heat. Keep 1 thin pair of socks dry for sleeping. Dry feet are morale you can wear. Why it matters: what equals cold? If you've been sweating, change the base layer now, before numb hands turn buttons into puzzles. 4. Destroy the wind. Wind is invisible theft. Even indoors, drafts will strip warmth. Tape seams around windows with anything sticky: painter's tape, packing tape, bandages if you have to. Press bubble wrap or plastic bags to glass with a mist of water. It clings and traps a thin insulating layer. Pull the shades. Hang a comforter over the window and pin the edges to the wall with push pins or a bit of tape. You're not decorating, you're sandbagging. Why it matters. Stop air from moving and your small room becomes a bottle that your breath can warm. 5. Make safe heat. Fire is tempting and dangerous. Never burn charcoal. Propane stoves or grills indoors. Carbon monoxide is patient and silent. Safer heat looks boring. Body heat multiplied. Share a sleeping space. 2 bodies under one set of covers make a weather system. Tealight plus mass. A cluster of tealights under an upside-down unglazed clay pot can warm the air locally. Keep it clear of anything flammable. Lift the pot on a few coins or bolts for airflow, and ventilate the room briefly every so often. It's not a heater. It takes the edge off. Boil water. If you can do it safely on a camp stove with ventilation by an open window, fill bottles, metal or plastic rated for heat, with hot water. Wrap them in cloth and tuck them near your core and thighs. Move, then still. Light movement. Air squats, push-ups, marching in place, until you feel warm, then immediately get back under insulation to trap what you made. Don't sweat. Why it matters. Unreliable heat is still heat. Your job is to capture, not chase it. 6. Feed the furnace. You are the furnace. A cold body runs on sugar and fat like a machine on fuel. Little often. Snack every 60 to 90 minutes. Nuts, chocolate, peanut butter, crackers, anything dense. Warm, wet. Drink something warm if you can. Dehydration hides in cold. Thirst switches off. Aim to drink even when you don't feel like it. No alcohol. The glow is a lie. It opens blood vessels in the skin and bleeds core heat. Why it matters. Empty tanks don't make fire. 7. Watch for the slide. Hypothermia is not dramatic until it is. Look for the quiet slope. Mild. Shivering, clumsy hands, mild confusion, slurred jokes. Moderate. Violent shivering or shivering stops, stumbling, mumbled speech, apathy. Severe. Glassy eyes, slow pulse, paradoxical undressing, sleepiness that feels like surrender. If someone is slipping, handle gently. Cold hearts are fragile. Rough movement can trigger worse problems. Get them dry, layered, and horizontal. Warm the core first, chest, armpits, groin, with wrapped warm bottles or another person's body heat. Call for help if any line still works. Why it matters. You don't negotiate with physiology. You accommodate it. 8. Script the night. The cold punishes improvisation. Decide now. Rotations. Set a quiet alarm or assign watches to check drafts. Relight safe candles. Rotate warm bottles. Dry discipline. If socks or sleeves get damp, change them. Wet waits for sleep to strike. Movement blocks. 5 minutes of gentle exercise every hour, then back into the cocoon. Light plan. 1 flashlight lives in the same place. Lens down in a mug so you can find it by touch. Buddy check. Agree on signs that trigger action. Slurred speech, stillness, complaints of heat in a cold room. Why it matters. A plan is a blanket for the mind. The cold is not your enemy. It's a rulebook. It says, I will take what is exposed, what is wet, what is still, what is spread too thin. You answer, then I will expose less. I will dry, I will move, then capture. I will live small. You didn't conquer winter. You edited the world down to a space you could manage and taught that space to hold heat. You sealed the leaks you could feel and the ones you could not. You fed the furnace you carry in your ribs, and you watched for the moments when pride wanted to be brave but needed to be warm instead. When everything goes wrong, survival is rarely heroic. It looks like tape over a seam, a towel under a door, socks on hands, breath caught under a tent of blankets. It sounds like a quiet room where the wind has to argue to get in. If dawn finds you, if the walls are still standing, and so are you, it won't be because the storm became kinder. It will be because you became deliberate. You learned the choreography. Shrink the world, insulate below, trap air, make safe heat, feed the fire inside, watch the slope, and write the night. Cold takes what is offered. Offer it nothing.